Oh, hey, how's it going? Happy Friday. Thanks for starting your weekend off right with Nerdy by Nature. While you're listening, feel free to crack open a craft beer. Sit back, relax, have some fun. Did you hear about our website? LetUsGetNerdy.com. There's show notes, fun facts, links, visuals, everything you need from today's show, so you too can enjoy the episode. In case you missed anything, it's all there. All of your senses will be happy again. While you're there, feel free to subscribe via the web, Android, or iOS, whichever your heart desires. Feel free to continue the conversation on social media. After the show, beginning, whatever, hashtag, have some fun. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Search us up. Let us get nerdy. It's that simple. All right, we stretched our thumbs, got our controllers and dice ready, got our beakers out. Let's get to it.
Yo, this is dirty.
Welcome, Nerdy by Nature, here with you Friday. Of course, the best night of the week because you're here with us. Thanks for joining. Both your ears in stereo. We have a few guests. Well, just one, but she smart as two. It's from Let's Talk Science. You might call it CurioCity on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. You do a little bit of biology, Sasha. Mm-hmm. Tried to do the professor thing, wasn't for you, and now you write articles about science and get nerdy and things like that.
Yes.
Is that nutshell?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds good.
Nailed it. Beautiful. So what got you into kind of writing about science topics or biology? Was it anything particular or something about Let's Talk Science and CurioCity that kind of drove you towards them?
Yeah. Well, I've always been interested in biology. I just found it so cool to be able to learn about actual things that were happening like inside our body and inside animals and the world around us. So I've always been drawn to biology, but I was looking for a way to volunteer and be able to kind of share that passion for science, and CurioCity was a good fit. They allow scientists that are practicing, but also, people like myself who are a bit out of practice to volunteer and write articles about interesting topics.
So you're not just a pretend scientist. You have a real degree.
I do, in fact.
Master's?
Just a BSc, and then I did teacher's college.
That'll be okay. That'll do.
Thanks.
More than I've done, so well done.
I think that's more than the three of us combined.
Yes.
Harv, you went to school too, yeah?
I've done some schooling.
Biology?
Nah, not since high school.
Just wear the Batman shirt. That's all
right,
you need.
That's right. That's all I need.
Chris has the cat cert, Sasha. He has, if you're not aware, he has a collection 2 a day. One before work, one after. It's serious.
Cat shirts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Different themes as in the Space Armstrong.
I got space kitties on today.
There we go. So you gotta be yourself, do your thing, and whether you're a scientist or whatever that is called, I'm not sure, but it's fun.
Cats in space could be considered science.
Yeah, true, yeah.
It would be a feat of science. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Look at that. Your cat shirts are a feat of science. It's the biologist.
It's the new monkey.
It sure is.
I'm not too sure where you're going with that. It's a digression. Whatever.
They were sending monkeys out into space.
Oh, I see what you mean. I
So-
thought you meant as a pet or something weird.
No,
And
I'm saying maybe now it's cats.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got it.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Chris.
They're starting to send supplies out to the space station. I think that's Musk. I'm not sure. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he's trucking them out there.
And monkeys and cats. Test it out. See what happens. Chris is going to sign up to be the first one to die in space. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, yes,
Oh.
that's right. Yeah, to colonize Mars. I want to sign up.
Bring your pets. It'll be fun. Your particular article that drove me to this particular topic, Sasha, was all about the effects of sugar, energy drinks, and possibly even cocaine on high school kids. Is there a big concern? Is this what drove you to, or is it just kind of something that you want to kind of bring to people's attention?
Yeah, more to bring it to people's attention, I would say. We've all been in high school, and I'm sure we all partook in some alcoholic beverages when we were underage.
I
So
don't know what you're talking
What?
about.
Not till I was 19.
I know.
His mom's Catholic. He has to say that.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
But, the whole vodka Red Bull, Jaeger bomb, they're all the rage. And there's definitely some cautions that should go along with those type of drinks. So
I remember in college when I tried this, you couldn't have the drinks mixed, even back in however long ago that was, 15 years ago or something in college, and you couldn't do it then. I think before it was allowed, but it's it's got to say something if it's so bad at the bar at college that you can't mix them together.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do it in Canada still, or they don't sell them in cans here, but in the States you can get like the Four Locos were popular for a while there, and it's no problem over there.
Piece of cake. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you ever do the Red Bulls, Harv?
I'm personally not a fan. I've done them. I'm not a fan of energy drinks. It tastes like medicine to me.
Yeah, fair.
So
Cough
it's not my
syrup.
thing. However, I have tried them, and I remember when they did explode in popularity, there was labels everywhere saying, "Warning: don't drink this stuff, and don't mix it with alcohol. And if you do, keep it very short and sweet." And no one listened.
Yeah, well, one of the troubles is that the caffeine in it can kind of mask how drunk you are, because you don't get that like lethargy that you would when you get drunk or when you've drank a lot. So you can drink more than you normally would if it were a regular alcoholic drink too.
What about just the sleep drunk? Is that as much of a problem, where you drink so many Red Bulls that you're just so exhausted at 3 a.m. that you feel like you're hammered?
I don't know. I haven't heard about that. You should test it.
Thanks. That's heart conditions. Thanks for the death wish. Appreciate that, Captain Biologist.
I can't imagine mixing alcohol with it. I had one of those rock stars once, and it made my heart race.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't touch it.
You didn't get hooked, and you weren't doing shot for shot. You didn't put a hole in the can. Wasn't a party.
No.
Didn't feel good.
No, nothing like that.
Huh? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just
I
stuck
don't
to the
think
beer.
it's for me. No.
No, it's not
just
for
stick
everybody.
to beer. Just stick to coffee. You know.
Hey, Sasha, aside from the caffeine, what other medicinal qualities are in these energy drinks that cause such problems with?
There's medicine in this at all?
Yeah, not really so much like medicine. There's definitely some that have like herbal qualities to them, like guarana, I think, is in one of
big
them.
one.
Not that it's like something that would help you in any way, but it's a natural stimulant. So they sometimes mix like a natural stimulant with the caffeine as well. To make it kind of probably sound healthier, I'm sure.
Do you remember roughly how much caffeine is in this Red Bull stuff?
I don't remember exactly, but I think it's definitely more than like a cup of coffee.
It's to the point where there's labels on the cans.
Right.
Kids are not allowed to have this, or else you might feel like Chris did.
Back in the day, I mean, Jolt Cola was the thing to have.
Oh yeah,
Jolt Cola.
Yeah.
Hacker's drink of choice.
that wasn't quite Red Bull,
No, but it had like double the caffeine.
right? That was enough.
Yeah, and I think Red Bull was sold at that time too. But
If I remember correctly, we did drink a lot of Jolt
yeah,
as young kids, and I think Red Bull kind of was ushered in shortly after the Jolt phase, and then Jolt kind of rebranded to be more of an energy booster rather than just a stay up all night sort of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe there's a bit of a cross reference there.
Put you on the spot, Sasha. Can you kind of explain how Red Bull affects you once it enters your body?
Yeah, just in Red Bull alone.
Right. So just kind of through the process. I know it gives you more energy or wings, as the commercial says, but is there something that happens in your body that's besides just stimulated, and when it goes into your body and just kind of comes out, somewhere in between, something happens?
It would just be like similar to the effects of caffeine. So there's it's just a stimulant, just like any other type of. There's a few different classes of stimulants.
Is it a slower type of stimulant or gradual, or is it kind of just instant?
From what I don't personally like drink the energy drinks myself, but I think it would be. I think from what I understand is that it's more instant than a type of like gradual stimulant.
Articles are trying to compare Red Bull and energy drinks to cocaine, and there's a lot of there's no scientific evidence, but a lot of people are trying to compare this addiction or the addictive properties to cocaine. But I don't think that Red Bull is as quick or as it's almost like more controlled with the energy drinks versus cocaine, where it's instant and it just keeps going. There's no stopping point.
Yeah.
So I guess nose candy obviously is going to hurt you more, but it's got to be pretty dangerous if they're comparing the white powder to the energy drink.
Yeah. So like one of the findings in the study I referenced in the article was that the combination of the alcohol and the caffeinated beverage, it seems to have like a similar effect neurochemically on the brain as these type of illicit drugs like cocaine. So in people that use illicit drugs or even like alcoholism, people that have that type of addiction, they find that they have increased levels of a protein called FosB. And people that have this higher level of FosB, they need more of that substance to feel that same effect. So that protein is found in the nucleus accumbens, which is like our motivation and reward center. So it gets a bit dampened when these elevated levels are found. And so that's why they link it to the addiction, because they found that the alcoholic caffeinated drinks, they increase the levels just like if you were a cocaine user or if you were an alcohol addict, any type of addict really. So that's the danger, is that you wouldn't expect to see that type of result, especially just from having these drinks every once in a while. But it has to do with, the adolescent brain being still developing. It can have lasting effects and possibly kind of predispose them to addiction later in life.
It's almost like you have the alcohol, I guess, is it kind of pushes the stimulant down. And then you have the energy drink that pushes it up, and this constant battle, I guess, between the two. It's kind of more dangerous, I guess, people let on to.
Yeah, it can't be good for your body.
No, because that up and down and up and down. And mixing drinks is bad enough, go from the stiff stuff to the beer. And, the old rhyme, it's not good for you. You're not in the clear, but if you're up and down all day, then you're going to crash, and it could be a 2-day sleep or more. Who knows? Have you found that from your study and research, a lot of people died from this, or is it just kind of a really bad thing?
Yeah, I haven't heard or found of any deaths related. It'd probably be more related to, being too drunk and driving or something like that. But it's more of like a cautionary tale to just be aware and thinking about what you're putting in your body. And if you don't know what it's going to do to you, or there's, some sort of indication like it being illegal that you shouldn't be doing that, then it's something you should think about. And, teens have things like peer pressure and all of that to deal with. It's something that they should hopefully kind of steer away from.
You think, but yeah, it's living in that moment. I don't feel drunk, so I'm going to drive home, crash into median, and then, potentially all your friends are affected too. So not always good.
Yeah. Are there age restrictions on energy drinks at all? Or
I don't believe so, because you can just buy them in like a convenience store. So
that's what I thought. I feel like that's something we probably should get behind.
There's warnings that say not safe for children, but that's as far as they've been regulated at this point. It's not like you're going to get ID'd at Circle K or whatever it's called now.
Yeah, and even the marketing, like you think about the flavors that they offer and that type of thing, they're definitely catering to, younger audience, and almost as like a replacement to coffee before they kind of get that taste for coffee. I mean, kids nowadays probably have a part-time job and they're working late at night, and, they have to get up for school. I can see why they would want to maybe partake in an energy drink, and then, it's Friday night, just add some vodka to it, and you're good to go. Yeah.
Go to Kegger, have some vodka and energy drinks. And more kids, like you said, are trying to live like adults. It's kind of nuts. Just be kids. That's all I ask. You don't need all these, work full time and then go to school and then go party and then, social events and birthdays, and just enjoy it.
It kind of makes me think of the whole like cigarette thing, how they just banned menthol cigarettes, right? So because they argued that it was being marketed to, children and the flavors and all of that. So it kind of, it brings up that question.
Yeah, if it tastes good, it doesn't always feel like a bad thing.
I
Like
enjoyed
candy
the
or something like that.
menthols.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like smoking a mint.
Weren't they like the sticks, those long ones? Is that what they called those?
Could be.
I think they make manly menthols.
I don't know. They were like hundreds or something like that.
You
I
could
don't
get them in king size or whatever, regular. Yeah.
I remember the cigarettes where you could snap the filter. And
Yeah.
turn
A little
them up.
ball, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautifully ironic how we're banning cigarettes because they might cater to children, yet all the alcohol and energy drinks are being turned into flavors that are wanted by children.
Well, that's why children don't like vegetables, because they taste bad and they're good for you. But when you get candy and pop and all this stuff that in 3/4 sugar cereals, they love that stuff. It's kind of like this effect where it's you put flavors into it and you start marketing it and say it has wings, and all of a sudden it's cool and hip, and 16-year-olds love it. It's true. Jerks.
Well, they do that with alcohol too, right? There's like bubblegum flavored vodka and everything
Really?
now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
candy,
Disgusting.
cotton candy, and birthday cake.
maple
The expert.
syrup flavored
done.
whiskey. What's that all about?
That's delicious.
Or that apple stuff.
Maybe on my pancakes.
Applewood. Is that just Canadian thing?
Applewood's a little different. Applewood's kind of like an infused thing, but we're talking about the maple flavored Crown Royal, and there's XCC, Canadian Club One, and a bunch of others. Some people like it, some people don't.
Without vodka.
What?
Just being clear. It just needs to be by itself on the rocks. You're good to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Thank you.
No problem.
It's kind of weird. You're going through all these alcoholic drinks and the flavors, but yet you don't go through the energy drinks.
I was grouping them together. The energy drinks are just as bad. And if you looked at some of the soft drink markets, they've changed their entire marketing and branding campaign. You look at Mountain Dew's a big one. They got those new Kickstarts, which is an energy drink. And they've got all these different flavors and whatnot. And if you look at their marketing campaigns, they're clearly tied to the absurd nature that our kids are gravitating towards today. Right? So,
Sadly, they're switching. A bigger soda company is switching back to real sugar.
Yeah.
Because aspartame is deadly. But it's so much better just to go back to real sugar and just pump it full of garbage.
Yeah, then they call it new recipe when in fact it's actually the old recipe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In the bottles.
Yeah.
Not quite old enough where real cocaine was in it, but somewhere in the middle. If you enjoy that, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
That's good. Makes a good show.
It's funny you bring up aspartame, though, because actually the study that they did at Purdue that I referenced, they were testing using sweetened water as the kind of reward substance versus like actual drugs in that study. So even things like, sweet foods, fatty foods, exercise, like those type of things can activate that same reward center and you can get addicted to those things too.
Can you have a placebo effect where you give them something and you say it's, I don't know, sugar or an energy drink, but it lacks caffeine? Would you imagine that would have the same effect on people, or is that trigger in your brain smart enough to know that it's not an addictive property?
Well, in the study, they actually did use a sweetener, not sugar. So I would think it would have the same effect. Yeah.
Trickery.
If only someone could invent an artificial fat like sweetener.
If only.
Yeah.
That'd be so great.
Pizza wouldn't taste the same, Sasha, I'm afraid to say.
Well, we're not touching pizza. No. Pizza can stay as is.
Okay, thank you. If you're vegan, then I apologize. Some weird tofu without pepperonis. That's your choice.
No, don't do that.
No,
That
can't.
sound like pizza. That sounds like torture.
Yeah.
I kid.
However much is in energy drinks, I haven't quite figured that out. I haven't had the time to go that far, and that's fine, but it takes 7 grams of caffeine to kill you. So that's not a lot. I know it's closer, like at least half of that amount. Do you think there'll be some sort of regulation at some point that this will be just kind of canned, for lack of better expression, or just off the shelf? Or do you think that this will just kind of keep going and people just turn a blind eye?
I think that's part of the reason why these studies are being done, is to kind of evaluate the impact and the dangers, and to help kind of strategize around policy and how it can be controlled, because it's one of those things, right? Like almost like the vaping phenomenon that we're in a bit. It's like it's so new that we don't really have a good grasp on what the long-term impacts are going to be. So it's important to look at those types of things.
For sure. I was telling Harv, you guys earlier, that Mary in the UK had a drink addiction, energy drink addiction. Mom of one, stash cans all over the house, spent about £2,300 a year, 20 cans a day. Damaged her liver so bad they thought she was an alcoholic, which is interesting. Daily equivalent was about 16 Mars bars of sugar, and about 17 cups of coffee per day.
Wow.
That's nuts. She had heart palpitations a year after the habit began. That didn't stop her. Her weight from 16 size to 24 size in a year, which is a big difference. And doctor showed that her liver had doubled in size from only no water, just energy drinks.
Yeah, that's a lot for your body to have to try and clean out and deal with.
It's like
processing.
Could get a lot of money from the documentary. You could call it Super Size Me for Sugar or something like that.
Super energize me.
Yeah, there you go. Something. Let us know if we can have a royalty. That'd be nice.
That is pretty dangerous, though. I know 20 cans seems excessive, but I don't think it's too far off from what people actually drink.
Okay, but that's an addiction, though, right?
Sure.
Okay.
That's one case.
Yeah.
20 is a case?
Ha! Thing.
They come in
one
cases?
One case of addiction is what I meant.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Right,
Yeah.
that we know of.
That's
A lot
an
of six
extreme.
packs.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, that is. But
20.
it's
Yeah. Well, Well, 20 cans of anything a day, I think, is quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't think that's the norm. I think that the norm would be something like 5 or 6 coffees or 5 or 6 cans.
Even
A
that's
day.
still a lot.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't even know how you'd have time because that's one every hour almost in a day.
You'd be surprised. I used to work at Tim Hortons when I was going through school, and we would see guys that would come through at least 5 or 6 times on my 8-hour shift.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And like extra large, not a small.
Or you have those people that bring in the 4-liter ones.
Oh, the big Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the couple of those a day, no problem.
Yeah.
I got a few friends like that. They
Yeah?
like their coffee, sure. Yeah.
But then you get to the caffeine, then that's dangerous. But then you get these sugary drinks. Throw some alcohol in the mix. Game's over. Have you had any of these friends, Chris, that or Harv, sorry, that go through crashes even with just normal coffee? So you have a lot of friends with
Yeah, I don't
happiness.
I don't know if there's anybody that's on that I know of that is in an extreme circumstance, but I have people that are friends that definitely can't exist without drinking coffee throughout the day. I know myself, I probably drink 2-3 max cups of coffee a day. But for me, I'm like most people, I'm sure it's just to get started up. The people I'm talking about are the ones that you won't ever see them with without a cup of coffee in their hands.
So it's almost like chain smoking.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like that, yeah. In fact, I remember when I used to smoke, that was our thing, was to go to the coffee shop and sit there and drink and smoke. It was a good time.
Even myself, like I have 1, maybe 2 cups of coffee a day. And I find that if I don't have it for a day or 2, you get a headache, you feel it, right? You feel the difference. Your body can feel that withdrawal. And that's only 1 or 2 cups a day.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah. I typically don't drink coffee on the weekends. It's usually only for work.
Good for you.
I don't know if it's good or
I'm
not.
the opposite. Mine's just
Oh, there you go.
weekends.
That's cool. But I definitely feel it for sure on the
Yeah.
usually Sundays are my day
Yeah,
off.
if you have a
Days,
few, you start shaking a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
Your body gets
Yeah.
used to that, I'm sure.
And then the habit of going to one of the many, many, many coffee shops that populate London.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, there's also that social aspect too, or that routine of it. You might not necessarily want the coffee, but it's coffee time. So,
Everyone's going, well, I may as well get one while we're there, right? So,
Right.
yeah, exactly.
right.
It's crazy. But yeah, I wouldn't say I know of anyone that has any extreme addictions. I have seen some cases where people have done the whole vodka Red Bull thing, and that was intense to see them go through what they did. I had friends that would drink them nonstop, doing like 10 to 17 in a night. And it's just insane.
In a night, not even
yeah.
over a day.
wow.
Yeah, in a night, in a party night.
And how did that night end?
Messy.
You did-
Messy.
Well,
we'll
no,
say that.
probably
Yeah. Not well at all. No, it was a pretty rough time, and I felt for them. Then it is what it is. So
Just sprawled out on the floor at that
Yeah.
point, I imagine.
I
Yeah.
would say blackout status.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
so I don't recommend doing that. But
No.
again, I like I said, for me, energy drinks taste like medicine. Why would you want to mix that with your alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it's due to the flavor. I think it's more the jolt or the buzz you get from
Sure,
it.
it is. Yeah. No one likes coffee when they first start drinking it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So true.
When they start at like the triple, because it tastes okay at that point. I mean, it's full of fat and sugar, right? Anything tastes good, but
Of course.
once you get weighed
Yeah.
down to the regular, the black even.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's a bad thing if you're drinking black coffee? So that's where I did. I started double in college. It was okay. Then get down to the regular, and then now it's just screw it. Maybe a shot of cream or black.
No, I think black's good. Black's allows you to drink it and have that caffeine or, the jolt that you need, but you're not indulging in a lot of calories or fat.
Sure, it tastes like coffee,
But also the coffee flavor.
and it feels like it's stronger. It's like you get hair on your chest now because you're lumberjack drinking it straight. It's
There's
good.
a certain amount of pride, I'm sure, that
Yeah.
goes along with that.
Yeah, right. Except if it's burnt coffee, then you can't do it.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's awful. Commercial production, they do that sometimes. Mom went over to Spain to drink their coffee. This whole difference is a thimble of caffeine in the espresso shots. Just
Yeah.
blew her away.
Yeah, it's very different over there. It's more of and they actually stand at a counter and drink their morning espresso and take that pause. Whereas for us, it's like you're just walking around with a coffee in your hand. You're not having that moment of drinking the coffee.
There's some sort of effect, because then you're slowing down to drink the highly caffeinated beverage and then running out the door. It's interesting.
But if it's just this big,
Yeah, I
it
guess.
doesn't
Just
take long.
up you go. Take a shot. Keep the car running. Meters on. Let's go.
And this is why I reserve coffee for the weekends, because I want to enjoy it.
That's fair. Yeah, are you going for a car ride? You have to put off grocery shopping, drink the coffee on the way.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let it go.
I drink mine at work so I can work. That's it.
Thank you.
Survival.
I'm pretty sure, I feel there's that mentality.
You just need to go to bed earlier. That's all.
Yeah, maybe that's my problem.
You get your wife to tuck you in at night.
There we go.
That's sweet. With the cat shirt. Get him some plushy toys. Make him feel comfy, safe.
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be
what I
nice.
need. Yeah,
Caffeine Monster's not going to get you tonight.
that's right.
It's good,
That's
Harv.
right.
Well done. Is it just energy drinks that focusing on, or do you think you kind of branch out into something else, beverage-wise, or is there another topic that you're going to take on next?
I haven't really thought about what topic I'll take on next. I try to pick ones that would be interesting to teens. Like I think, okay, if I were young, like, yeah, that'd be cool to learn about, or something that's applicable to kind of modern day trends or things like that. Because I mean, the whole idea is that you're creating content to help teachers facilitate the learning and make it interesting, right?
Sure.
So I try and find things that are like easily linked back to science, but also kind of mainstream and interesting and current.
It's tough, because then we're getting to the point where we're getting old enough where we're not relatable to teens. Yourself probably not as far out there as myself, but it can be a little tougher. And to be able to get something interesting, who knows what teens are after. But yeah, if you're trying to teach somebody that this is not a good idea, then purpose is served. Next, you'll be on the videos, doing better than Bill Nye, and then we'll all be happy once again. You up for it?
I don't know. Bill's got some big shoes to fill.
Right, but yeah, if you, there's a point in your life where you have talent, it's wonderful, and then you revitalize your show. Any sequel, can't do it. I know you're trying to be polite, but we've talked about this before. Just trash the show altogether. Sorry, Bill, we've done all these topics before. Done them all. And then he comes on 6 months later and thinks he's God's gift to women and science.
True, yeah. He covered everything we covered months before.
You're welcome, Bill Nye.
Well, now you've done it. Now we're not going to get a sponsorship from Bill Nye.
It's Bill Nye, the science guy. That's good. The beaker. Good reference.
Thanks.
Well done.
Like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're going to do next, and it'll be just whatever. Is this a regular thing, or do you just kind of hop in once in a while?
Yeah, it's just whenever I have the opportunity or time. It actually took quite a long process to get it actually finished, because there's a bunch of editing and back and forth, which was interesting because I had never been through that process before.
So it's pretty official.
Oh, yeah, it's very
not-
official.
It's less than or it's more than volunteer critiquing. I guess you don't just slap an article together and here you go, do some research. It looks nice. It's a lot of back and forth, some editors and some serious stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's published on the website, and they want it to be of the quality that you would expect
have
to
the
be used for
standard.
school. And it's good because it teaches them about, the importance of citing your work and having reliable sources to reference and that type of thing. So
Did it make you nervous when somebody was looking over your shoulder and fact checking?
a little bit.
Yeah.
It was strange because I've been out of school for a while now, and I had to dust off my old skills of all that type of thing. So it was interesting.
For sure. They have lab coats on and a magnifying glass. Make sure it's perfect. That's what I picture. It's probably not even close.
Well, nowadays it's a lot of Google Doc and all of that.
Fair. You laugh. I'm a
Yeah,
big kid.
I love that your vision of scientists come from comic books.
It's perfect.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
The tape on the glasses.
Of
It's
course.
beautiful.
Of course. Yeah.
Do you know where Let's Talk Science can be found if anybody else wants to check out your handiwork or future work?
Yeah, so they're pretty good on social media. They have website. I believe they're on Twitter and all of the mainstream platforms. Because their MO is a bit to engage with teens and make content available and relatable. So they're pretty active on social media. So there's Let's Talk Science, and then there's also CurioCity, or it's spelled like city because they try and make it fun for the
Urban
kidlings.
culture.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I mean, I'd say if anyone's interested in volunteering, they can go to the website and get in touch there. A lot of they do a lot of outreach and work a lot with university students that are in STEM, and it's a good opportunity. If I were back in university, it'd be a great thing to take advantage of.
You got to take your work and then syndicate it onto medium.com. That'll be your place next.
Oh,
It's pretty popular. Hear the kids go there sometimes, more the big kids, but give
I
it a
haven't
whirl.
heard of that.
Really?
No.
It's like scientific and learning and interesting things and different articles from TED Talks to science to STEM articles. It's kind of neat. But if you want to take your articles to the next level and then make sure that people can see the work, get the audience out there,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
spread your wings.
Baby steps.
I guess. Yeah, fair. Harv can always help you read, write, and do videos.
These things I can help with. Yes.
So
I know how to read. I know how to write. I know how to hold a camera.
Well, you do edits and stuff. So if
I
you
do,
guys
yeah.
are doing Sasha and I, the science lady, then that's fine too.
Absolutely. If you ever want to shoot some videos, I'm down for sure.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I have my lab coat still. So.
But
Interesting.
Wow.
I need to find a lab coat that's long enough. We'll work on that. Then we'll be good.
Ask
ask
Bill. He's
Bill.
pretty tall.
I'm saying this
Yeah.
like I'm invited. It's cute, huh?
Oh, you can come.
Well, okay.
You have to have stains on it though, because that's what makes you like a credible, cool scientist. Is the more stains you have.
I'll ask my
'Cause
3
it shows
kids.
your grunt work in the lab.
They'll help me. My daughter will go brush her teeth and she can just hug me and then toothpaste all over. It's perfect. It's gross.
The minty smell might give it away.
Yeah, then they'll think I'm smoking menthol cigarettes. It'll be all over. Yuck.
the whole thing.
I was gonna say wear it and eat some wings or ribs.
Okay, fine.
Whenever
If I have to.
And everyone asks you, what are you scientists of? Oh, clearly chicken wings. That's
Yeah,
That's my
I
science
did
interest.
an experiment.
experiment.
Health inspector. Done.
Got done.
This is
Yes,
good. We got
good call.
something.
You could say you're a food scientist.
Is that is a real thing?
That's a thing,
That's just
yeah.
not a comic book thing?
Yeah.
The biologist knows. This is good.
Clearly went somewhere wrong in life. I was a food scientist. Sounds like a dream job.
And then you can branch out into food critic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Dream about that for a second. It's good. Thanks so much, Sasha, coming out, talking, getting nerdy with us, talking a little science. Appreciate it very much.
Anytime, thanks.
Harv and Chris, thanks for joining. Adding
Hey,
your 2 cents is
problem.
always a good time.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks, Sasha, for coming. This was a good conversation.
For sure.
Thanks, guys.
Easy on the Red Bulls and the
Yeah.
Monster Jams on the weekend. Don't want to see you in the ambulance.
It's true.
That's a great note to end on. Next time, whatever, I'll go have some cake. It'll be fine. Bye. Well, like all good things, they must come to an end, my friends. Another show is in the books, and we had so much fun starting the weekend off right, just with you. Nerdy by nature here with you, discovering the world around us, learning new things, and having a great conversation. Couldn't get to everything, though, in this episode, so please head over to letusgetnerdy.com, check out the show notes, the research, and all the extras. Just couldn't fit in today. While you're there, feel free to subscribe, Android or iOS. It's all good. If you want to say hi, leave a comment below the notes or click on Contact Us, whichever your heart desires. If you want to get crazy and social and right into it with us, please do. Head over to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, search up Let Us Get Nerdy, won't you? Hashtag, @mention us, say some cool stuff, or call us out. For Nerdy by Nature, thank you so much for listening. Take care.